All right, today we're talking about something that is about to completely change how we think about our money, how artificial intelligence is going to transform your budget. Let's jump right in.
I know, it's a pretty bold question, right? But honestly, it's one we should all be asking ourselves. What if a tool could understand your spending on a way deeper level, finding savings that you just never spot on your own? And this isn't science fiction, it's happening right now.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? This is the number that's really making people sit up and pay attention. Some projections show that AI-powered finance tools could save the average person up to 20% on their monthly expenses. That is a huge potential impact. So how is that even possible? Well, first, we got to look at why the old way is so broken.
Let's be honest, for most of us, traditional budgeting is a total pain. I mean, how many times have you started a budget only for it to fall apart by February? It's not just you. The whole system is kind of set up to fail.
Does any of this sound familiar? It's that feeling, right? You're plugging in every single coffee, every grocery run, and then you look at the end of the month and you still overspend. The old apps, they're good at showing you where your money went, but they don't really do anything to stop you from making the same mistakes over and over. It's all reactive. And think about Sarah's story. She tried 3 different apps and felt totally lost. The problem wasn't Sarah, it was the tools she was using.
Okay, so this is where things get really exciting. This is where AI completely flips the script. It's not just another budgeting app, it's a totally different philosophy for handling your money. We're moving from just looking at the past to actually shaping your financial future.
So here's the big difference, the real aha moment. The old way was all about looking backward, manually tracking what you already did. The new way, the AI way, is all about being predictive. It's analyzing your habits to give you advice before you spend, helping you make smarter calls in the moment. So what is AI budgeting really? It's not just a fancy calculator. These tools are smart. They link up to your accounts, and then they get to work, learning your unique financial rhythm. They do all the heavy lifting, like automatically knowing that charge was for your morning commute, and then they start suggesting savings ideas that actually make sense for your life.
And this is what that actually looks like in practice. It's not some vague report. Instead of just a chart that says you spent $200 on coffee, an AI tool gives you a specific, actionable tip, just like this. See, it's not just data anymore. It's like having a personal financial coach right in your pocket.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But how you actually start using it? Let's get into the practical stuff, the actual tools you can use and how to get going. So let's look at a few of the big players out there. You've got Cleo, which is super cool because it feels like you're texting a sassy, smart friend who just happens to know all about your money. Then there's Copilot, which is fantastic at automatically categorizing everything and keeping an eye on your subscriptions. And of course, Rocket Money is a lifesaver for hunting down and killing those zombie subscriptions you completely forgot you were paying for.
Now you know what? Getting set up is way easier than you'd think. It's really just 4 simple steps. First, pick a tool that matches your vibe. Do you want a chatbot or a detailed dashboard? Second, connect your accounts. And don't worry, these apps use bank-level security. Third, tell the app what you're working towards. And last, and this is the most important part, just get in the habit of checking in once a week to see what it's found for you.
And hey, here's a little pro tip for you, a way to kind of supercharge this whole process. You can actually use a tool like ChatGPT to create a custom savings plan from the ground up. Just give it your basic info, income, big expenses, your goals, and it'll draft a whole roadmap you can follow. Then you can use your new AI budgeting app to track your progress.
All right, but let's be real for a second. With any new tech this powerful, especially when it involves our money, we have to talk about the other side of the coin, the risks versus the rewards. On the one hand, the upsides are huge. We're talking automation, which means no more manually logging every single receipt. Personalization, so the advice you get is actually useful. And all of that adds up to a ton of time saved, time you can spend on pretty much anything other than budgeting. But on the other hand, you've got to be smart about the risks, and there are really 2 big ones to keep in mind. First, data privacy. You're connecting very sensitive info, so that's a big deal. And second, you don't want to become too reliant on the AI and stop thinking for yourself. The good news is, you can totally manage these risks. It's not about being scared, it's about being smart. Stick with the big, reputable tools that have a proven security track record. And please, whatever you do, always turn on 2-factor authentication. Seriously, on everything. It is your best friend.
Okay, so we've walked through the whole thing. Why old-school budgeting stinks, how AI is a game changer, the tools, the risks. Now,
There's just one thing left to do.
So here's what I want you to do. A little challenge for this week. Don't just think about it. Actually try it. Pick one of the tools we talked about, connect one account, and just see what it feels like. No big commitment, just a little experiment to see what kind of powerful insights you might discover.
And really, it all boils down to this one question. The technology is here, it's easy to use, and the potential to change your relationship with money for the better is absolutely massive. The only question is, are you ready to let it?